right. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Stephanie Yoakum. I am your PEA president, and we have a slew of people on the call tonight. And so what we wanted to do was give you guys some time to hear directly from our dental and vision and insurance, extra insurance supplemental benefits, so that as you're doing open enrollment, you have a clear understanding of what your union is offering versus what our employer is offering. And you can see that ours is much better in comparison. And, we're very excited to bring this to you. This is just another reason why it's better being in a union. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kareem Cade with Great Lakes Benefits. He and his team have been instrumental in helping us get this off the ground. And so Kareem, go ahead.
Wow, thank you, Stephanie, so much. Good evening, everyone. Excited to be with you here today, walking through exactly what Stephanie just talked about, which is the benefits that are affiliated with being a part of PEA. We're excited to share with you this evening several benefits that are an alternate, something else that you should look at outside of what the district is offering today, because we think that they have additional enhancements for you. So with that, I'm going to serve as your moderator. We're looking at this from a standpoint of maybe 30 minutes with 10 minutes at the end for questions and answers. Should you have any, Kat will help us to get through those questions and answers, and we'll give you an opportunity to express any other concerns that you might have. Our enrollment process is live today. It will conclude on Friday, November 8th. So we want you to keep that in mind as we're having these conversations. There's several locations for you to be able to go out and gather additional information outside of this webinar today, whether that be through the union website, PEA Trust website as well. And you'll have actually the enrollment platform that you can participate in well. So we'll talk a bit about that this evening. I'm excited to bring on our panelists today. I'm going to have them all to do very quick introductions. And then that way, the next voice that you'll hear after, you'll know already who they represent, and they can talk through the respective product selections that we have here. So if I couldn't start, I'm going to have all my panelists to kind of chime in here. And if I'm going to start here with Guardian, with Erlinda, if you wouldn't mind, give us a quick introduction, please.
Hi, my name is Erlinda Gonzalez. I'm with Guardian, and I'm here super excited to explain the new benefits that are offered with PEA members.
Perfect. And that, I'm going to transition over to Vision with David, please. My man.
Thank you, Kareem. Guys, it's David White with IMED. Look forward to going over the benefits with you. Been with the company a long time, was a broker myself for a lot of years. So always here to answer any question you guys have when it comes to vision benefits.
Thank you, David. And we'll transition over to Claire Bryan from Voya, please.
National Account Executive here for Voya, and I'm excited to talk to you today about the accident, critical illness, and hospital supplemental benefits.
Thank you, Claire. And finally, rounding us out will be Craig Saxton from Trustmark. Craig.
Thank you, Kareem. Craig Sexton here. Excited to be part of the presentation today and look forward to providing an overview of our permanent life and long-term care solution.
All right. With that being the case, Stephanie, we're going to get started. And I'm going to go back to Erlinda. Erlinda, we have some changes as we're looking at with dental. We have a comparison. We have a comparison of what the district offers and obviously the new and improved benefit that the union is offering. Take a few moments to walk us through what those comparisons look like and what the advantage is in participating with Guardian.
Okay, thank you so much. And thanks to Great Lake Benefits and Polk Education Association for giving Guardian this opportunity. Now, we do have the 3 plans that are available for the union members, and we have the low plan, we have the medium plan, and the high plan. And during open enrollment, it's a good time to take a look at what the benefits are so that you can make those decisions. Now, there's 3 enhancements that the dental plan comes with. And one of the enhancements is that the rates are lower. So you're going to save money by enrolling with the Guardian. The second enhancement is that the network is larger. So with the PPO plan, you're going to have the opportunity to have more providers in the network, and you don't have to use out-of-network benefits. The third enhancement, which is the big enhancement, is the rollover benefit. With the plans with Guardian, you have the opportunity to roll over amount of money from your pot if you don't utilize all your benefits for that year. So on the low plan, this example that is on the screen right now, if you have the $1,000 plan and you use $500, you don't go exceed that $500, $250 is going to roll over to that following year. So the following year, you're going to have $1,250. Okay. If the following year, the same thing, you only utilize $500 of your benefits, then $250 is going to roll over for that following year. So that great enhancement on the plan is that you're going to have that roll over if you do not utilize more than 50% of your benefit for the year. You do have that opportunity to go on the low plan, the medium plan, and the high plan, depending on what your needs are. Make sure you take a look at what the percentages are that are paid on the different plans. And based on your needs, you would make that decision of which plan works for you or your family. Remember, the high plan has a maximum benefit of $1,500. So if you're a person that needs a lot of dental work, a high plan may work better for you. And remember, you do have that rollover. And with the high plan, the rollover is higher. So make sure you take a look at the plans. Make sure you take a look at the rates. Check Guardian.com so you can check the providers that are in the network so that you can make that decision. All the changes are going to be effective January the 1st, and you do have to go into the PEA site so that you can enroll. I'll be here at the end of the session if you have any questions, and I do speak Spanish if anybody has a question in Spanish.
Thank you so much, Orlinda. But before I let you go, I just want to have a question for you as it relates to in-network and out-of-network. If you wouldn't mind just maybe spending a few moments on that to give some clarity.
Sure, sure. When you stay in network, the providers are paid based on the percentages on the plan that you elect. Now, when it pays on those percentages, remember, it's based on a fee schedule. That means that the doctor does participate with Guardian, and they're not going to balance bill you. If you go out of network, it's going to be based on a scheduled fee, right? And then that doctor could charge you or bill you for that amount over the amount that Guardian doesn't pay. So make sure you stay within the network. And one thing that's important that I failed to mention is if you need a lot of dental work, you need a crown or a root canal or something like that, make sure you have the dentist do what they call is a predetermination. They send it to Guardian and then Guardian will respond. This is the responsibility the member's going to have. It pays at 80% or whatever the benefit level is. And that way you're prepared to make that dental service, to receive that dental service, and you know what your out of pocket is going to be. So that's very important. Make sure that you check the Guardian website to see if the provider is participating. The network is large, so you shouldn't have a problem finding a provider. I looked up several providers for a couple of the employees, and they were all within the network. So make sure you stay within the network, and that way your maximum benefit goes further.
Thank you so much, Orlinda. We appreciate you, and they'll be available for questions at the end. Let's transition over to David with Vision.
Sure. Guys, thank you so much, Kareem. Thank you. Thank you also to Polk County. This should be exciting for you guys because you are coming on now what could be the biggest network in the country. IMED is by far a superior network as far as when it comes to vision. And do you want me to touch on the low and the high, Kareem?
Absolutely, David.
All right. So you guys will be offered a low option plan, obviously less expensive. But the beauty with the plan is you still have wonderful benefits. So you have a $10 copay if you go to doc visits for your exam visit. But we have something called I-360, which is beautiful. We have an array of a lot of doctors within Florida and many providers that will charge you nothing for a wellness or a doctor for your exam visit with the $0 copay. So we'll have the in-network, plus we have this plus provider network. All you have to do is go to imed.com. It will tell you who's in network, also who are these plus providers. When it comes to retail, a lot of the plus providers are going to be your Pearl Visions, your Target Opticals, your Lens Crafters, and My Eye Doctor, because we own all those. But then there's many mom and pop practices that you'll just get that copay. $20 copays then for your single bifocals or trifocal lenses. And then you'll see for the progressives, they term them as a term 1 through 4. Most people are going to be considered a tier 1 or 2. So you can see what that would cost you per lens. Frames, the benefit of this is you guys, I believe last year, a lot of you were on this 120 benefit. When you go to our plus providers, which are our better providers, you will now go up to 170 for your frames allowance, which is a huge difference because usually at 120, you're getting a very basic frame. At 170, you're stepping up to where you're looking at Polo and some Ray-Bans and a little bit, higher quality frames. They're going to easily last you 2 and 3 years. Contacts are the same thing. If you'd rather use contacts instead of doing glasses, last year you had 120 allowance for many of you that took some of the plans there. Now you'll go to 170, which is a bigger allowance for your contacts. And as you can see, your cost is less on this low option plan. So it's a great plan. I've done a couple of the enrollments for people who are on a tighter budget. They went on that low option plan, still saved money, but got a stronger benefit. So it's a wonderful union benefit.
Perfect, David. And before I let you go, same question that I asked her, Linda, maybe
Yes.
describe the difference between the in-network and out-of-network reimbursement.
Okay, great question. Do you want me to touch first on the high and keep it real quick?
You can keep it real quick.
I'm going to keep it really quick. So $10 copay, $20, just like the plan. Progressives are the same. Now, the beauty of this plan is you'll be going to a $200 for frames if you use plus providers, $150 if you just use irregular in-network. If you prefer to get contacts, you'll go to $200. So this high option plan is only a little bit less in cost than what you were paying on your old Avisis plan. But as you can see, you'd be going from a $130 to a possible $200 for either contacts or frames for a small minimal cost. So you need to evaluate that. Out of network, guys, 98% of the people within IMED, doesn't matter the size of the group, stay within network or use the plus provider. So it's really 2%. But if for some reason you want to go out of network, if you look at your single bifocal lenticular lenses, you're going to only pay $20 copay for those lenses, but it will only cover up to either $30, $50, or $70 if you go out of network. That's all you're reimbursed. And then the overture, as Orlando had mentioned, you can be balance billed. So it definitely does not behoove you to go out of network. A small portion of people will go completely out of network, but because the network's so big in Florida, most people stay within network. But as you can see, it will only pay up to that up to cost of what we'll cover, and then you can be balance billed. So you definitely want to keep it in network, but usually that really is not an issue with IMED.
Perfect. Well, David, we appreciate your comments, and I know you'll be sticking around to answer any questions once we get to the end. We want to transition over to several new benefits being made available to you as members of the association. And that's going to be in the area of supplemental benefits, particularly with Voya. We have several products that will be made available to you during this open enrollment period. And to talk about those additional products and this kind of the uses of them, as well as where do you find the advantage of having these products in your portfolio, we've got Claire Bryan that's going to talk a bit about that and walk us through the Voya products. Claire, please walk us through.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. So there are 3 new benefits being offered this year. And again, these are supplemental benefits. So these benefits are meant to help with out-of-pocket costs the way you see fit. They do not coordinate with your medical insurance, so they just pay a benefit directly to you regardless of what you're getting from your medical provider. So first, I'll start with the accident insurance. So accident insurance is going to pay a benefit to you for specific injuries and events resulting from a covered accident. So if you wonder, what is an accident? That's anything that's not an illness. So an accident is playing flag football and breaking your ankle, or cleaning out your gutters, falling and having some injuries, that being in a car accident, things that are not a sickness, such as the flu. So anything that is truly resulting from an accident versus an illness is going to be covered. And the way this benefit works is that it pays according to a schedule of benefits. And we'll flip to that next. But essentially, if you were to go to the hospital, you would receive a benefit for all of the different services that are covered. So x-rays, stitches, fractures, just to name a few. You can see here, it's going to pay that dollar amount directly to you based on which plan you're enrolled in. You have the choice between 3 plans. We call it good, better, or best. And you can imagine how those work. Good is still a wonderful benefit. Best is going to pay the highest benefit. It also includes a $75 per person per year wellness benefit. So it's going to encourage you to get some of those wellness screenings done so that you can receive a $75 benefit per person per year. And again, this coverage is offered to members as well as your spouse and children. So again, you can see some of the benefits offered here that would be paid according to the services that you have done. All right, moving on to the critical illness insurance. So critical illness insurance is going to pay a lump sum benefit if you are diagnosed with one of the covered critical illnesses or conditions listed below. And again, these benefits are paid directly to you regardless of what you may receive from your health insurance. The list below covers it lists the covered critical illnesses. So just to name a few, you can see heart attack, cancer, stroke, cardiac arrest, coma, multiple sclerosis, just to name a few. Additionally, this plan includes a wellness benefit. So that wellness benefit that I mentioned for the accident, it's also included with the critical illness. So it's just meant to encourage you to get those screenings done because we know that the earlier you're diagnosed, the more likely you are to have a successful recovery. And again, this plan is offered to members, spouses, and children. The beautiful thing about all of the Voya benefits is that they are guarantee issue, meaning there are no health questions to enroll. In order for something to be covered, though, it does need to occur. The diagnosis date or event must occur after the policy becomes effective. So just a quick example, if you were to have a heart attack on December 31st, which we hope no one ever does, it would not be covered since it happened prior to January 1st because these benefits are effective January 1st. But there are no health questions, and they're really wonderful plans to help with those out-of-pocket expenses. And again, you have the option of that good, better, or best amounts of $10,000, $15,000, and $20,000. And last but not least, we have the hospital indemnity insurance, which again, this is going to pay a fixed daily benefit for a covered stay in a hospital, critical care unit, or rehab facility. So the way hospital coverage works is that it's going to pay an initial benefit when you're admitted into the hospital and then a daily benefit after that. It also includes the wellness benefit, and you can cover yourself, your spouse, and your children. Again, no medical questions asked. One thing that I really like to highlight with the hospital indemnity insurance is it is a wonderful plan if you are considering having children, because not only can it cover you, but once you're enrolled and you add your children, and let's say you're having your second child, it would cover that baby just as it would cover yourself. So again, you can see the good, better, and best plans. For a hospital admission, it would initially pay a $1,000 benefit, $1,500 benefit, or $2,000 benefit, depending on which plan you're enrolled in, and then a daily benefit of $100, $200, or $300, depending on what you're enrolled in. Like I said, no health questions asked. So it's a wonderful plan to help with those out-of-pocket expenses, and you have the ability to use those funds however you'd like.
Claire, thank you so much. I have a question for you. So, because
Sure.
again, this is a supplemental plan, maybe talk about the claims process and how one would go about it. Not looking for anybody to have to utilize these plans anytime soon,
Sure.
but what does that process look like since it is not going through the district?
Absolutely. So the way you would file a claim for all three benefits is the same. So you would either go online to the Voya Claim Center and submit the claim online, or if you didn't have access to a computer, you can call Voya and we can mail the forms to you directly. And from there, depending on which claim you're filing, you would just want to provide either an attending physician statement, which we would provide you with that form. And then if it's an accident claim, We would look for something like an EOB or an itemized bill that shows all of the services that were provided during your hospital visit or stay. So something just showing all of the services performed so that we can go through that list and see everything that you are being charged for and pay a benefit based on that. With critical illness, we're basically looking for something from the physician that shows your date of diagnosis and what you're diagnosed with. So, in the event you had a heart attack or in the event you were diagnosed with cancer, we would just look for the attending physician to provide those forms. Again, we would give you those forms as part of the claim process so that you would reach out to the provider to get those completed and send those back to Voya.
Excellent, Claire. And final question is simply, I saw that there was a wellness benefit attached to each of the respective offerings. Am I only able to collect from one, or am I able to collect from each one of the offerings that I participate in?
That is an excellent question. You would receive it for all three. So it's not just one per person per year. It's actually one per person per year per plan. So if you have three plans, you're eligible for three wellness benefits. And let me also add that the wellness benefit is a very easy claims submission process. All we ask for on that claim submission piece is your name, the date of the test that you had done, the type of test you had done, and the name of the physician. No paperwork necessary to receive that benefit. It's simply answering those three things. And things such as dental and vision screenings are also included. And I know that we've been talking about that on this plan. So if you're going in and getting a vision screening, that is qualifying you for your wellness benefit.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Claire. I know you'll be hanging around with us as well for additional questions. Finally, we're going to talk about life insurance. And with that, I want to invite Craig to the conversation. Craig, why don't you talk us through the life insurance with Trustmark, please?
Thank you, Kareem. Happy to do so. We're very excited to be here as we feel that the Trustmark plan is solving for two very important needs. First, the need for permanent life insurance that you can take with you into your retirement years and keep to age 101, and the need for long-term care benefits as well. Starting with the life insurance aspect, this is different than the supplemental life insurance that you might get through the district that goes up in cost every couple of years. And once you hit retirement age, it really goes up. The difference with the Trustmark plan is this is issue age, meaning that the age that you sign up for the plan is the age and rate that you'll keep for the duration of the plan, even into retirement or post time with the district. So the rate will never change once you signed up, and it is portable, so you can take it with you if you retire. And this benefit has living benefits as well for long-term care. So if you were unable to take care of yourself due to a cognitive impairment like Alzheimer's or dementia, or a broken hip or a stroke, anything that would prevent you from looking after yourself and doing the activities of daily living, dressing yourself, feeding yourself, getting to the bathroom, taking care of yourself, of your living needs, the long-term care benefits pick up and pay you a monthly benefit to help you through that time for a period of up to 25 months. So north of 2 years of long-term care coverages, which can be exceedingly expensive and is oftentimes not addressed, something that most of us haven't planned for, and they're very costly. Assisted living and home health care in Florida is $4,000 to $5,000 a month on average. Nursing home is about $10,000 a month. So that could adversely affect your savings, your retirement accounts. So this is a great way to have some monies payable to you for those long-term care events as well. That could pay cash directly to you to offset those costs. Better news is that it is guaranteed issue, meaning there's no health questions for you to participate. You want this plan, you're available to have it without any health questions. And utilizing the long-term care benefits does not reduce the life insurance component. Think of it as two buckets of money, never the two shall meet. So even if you utilize the long-term care benefits, you still have your life insurance benefits that you can keep all the way to age 101. The coverage also starts from the day that you complete your enrollment event. As Kareem said at the top, the enrollment is live right now. And even though you won't start paying premiums until into January, the coverage from Trustmark begins from the day that you complete your enrollment event. So that's a nice benefit to give you some peace of mind heading into through the fall and into the winter time of year. So we're excited to have the plan, a 2-for-1 benefit. You see some of the sample rates there, so you can choose the amount that you want to participate in. If it's a $25,000 plan, a 50, a 75, or $100,000 plan, you can make that choice. You can also cover your spouse on the plan as well, so they can get that life insurance with long-term care as well. So cover yourself, cover your spouse. Same theory would apply. Also going to be issue age for the spouse, and certainly portable as well. So we're excited to be part of the benefit offering, and I'm happy to stick around for any questions after the fact.
Well, thank you, Craig. We'll appreciate you, my friend. And at this point, we're going to turn it back over to you, Kat, for questions and answers. If we have any questions in the chat or someone that wants to raise their hand for questions, while we have our professional staff here, it's be a great time to do so.
Awesome. So we do have a couple of questions. One of the questions that came in, and this is for IMED. With the eye benefits, can I go see my regular in-network optometrist for an exam and then purchase contacts or glasses from a plus provider to get the extra benefits?
You're on mute, David.
That is a great question. Yes, you can. So the beauty of our plan is if you want to use your own provider and say they're in network and you just paid the $10 copay, by all means, you can do that, but then you can utilize the plus providers to get more of the benefit. So if you want to go to, say, Target Optical, or I'm only talking retail, but if you went to like Target Optical or My Eye Doctor or Lens Crafters, you can turn that in, get the additional allowances, and have that benefit.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another question, which is probably going to be more geared towards Kareem. They asked, I wouldn't cancel my union membership, but this is a hypothetical question. If someone were to cancel their union membership, does this cancel the insurance immediately as well? Would you be left without coverage? Would you have to wait for the new open enrollment period to sign up?
Yeah, so the answer is yes. That this is for dues paying members. And so for those dues paying members, as long as you are paying those dues, you would have access to participate in these respective coverages. Should that change, then again, you would need to wait to the next open enrollment period in order to participate.
So we don't have any more Q&As at the moment. And Allison, I'm not sure if this was a question, but I will ask. This is for Voya. I have MS, and since I'm already diagnosed, is it covered in any of the Voya plans?
That's a great question. So since we are looking for the date of diagnosis to be on or after the effective date, the MS would not be covered, but depending on the plan you elect, you could still receive some benefits. So for example, the hospital indemnity benefit, you would be eligible if you had a hospital stay. So it doesn't matter that the hospital stay is related to your MS, it's based on the date of your hospital stay. Additionally, it would not exclude you from qualifying for other critical illnesses that are covered under the critical illness plan.
Awesome. Thank you. And another question for Voya. Does hospital coverage cover knee replacement surgery and the stay?
It does. So as long as you meet the minimum hours required for a hospital stay to be considered inpatient, and I believe it's 23 hours to be considered inpatient, it would pay. And I know that sometimes, depending on your age or your health condition, I have seen that some knee replacements, hospitals do prefer that you spend the night there. So there's a possibility it could pay there depending on the length of your procedure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Does anybody else, any of our other attendees have any questions? That is all of our questions that have popped up so far in the Q&A. Is there a waiting period?
You're making this way too easy, Kat. They're making this way too easy.
Is there a waiting period for the dental?
Erlinda, you're on mute. Erlinda.
You're on mute.
There we go. Okay. No, there is not a waiting period.
So it'll start January 1st.
Correct.
And I think we covered this, Kat, during our last meeting. We would encourage you that if you have some dental things that are taking place now, that you use the bucket of dollars that are already associated with Delta Dental, knowing that you'll have a fresh set of dollars starting January 1 as you move over to the Guardian plan. And so just making sure that you're making good use of those benefits prior to. Linda, maybe
Right, and want
speak
to
to
keep in mind as, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
oh,
cut you off,
no,
that the
you're fine.
providers are in the Delta network and in the Guardian network. That way, January 1st comes, you're still using that provider that you've been using.
And one quick question for you, Erlinda. I know this came up in our meeting before. Is simply if I'm having some treatments now through Delta and I'm moving over to Guardian, what is the process to make sure that I don't have any interruption of service?
Well, there is a transition of care form that the doctor just needs to submit the services that are being received and the continuation of the services, and it goes to Guardian.
Perfect.
And I
Hey,
believe,
Kareem, I want to bring up something for vision too, since vision and dental are so alike. We don't have any waiting periods. We totally go what you guys want to do. So even if somebody works 20 hours, you want them to have vision. We don't have requirements as far as eligibility. If you want to cover them 26 till the end of the month, you want to do 26 the end of the year, that's totally up to the group. So there's no restrictions.
They've already made those decisions already, David, but we appreciate it. They've already put that into their plan document.
Yep. Perfect.
and this question came through, and I believe Brandon's answering it, but I want to make sure it's on the recording as well. So somebody asked, my husband isn't a member, but if he joins, is he able to join these benefits in January? And the answer is you must join by October 31st. You must become a dues paying member and have been a dues paying member for 60 days before coverage starts. And so that's why if you do it by the end of October, you are good to go in January.
Thank you, Kat.
And
Well,
James asked, if you are new, would it start before January 1st? Not our benefits. Our benefits, the PEA, vision and dental, and supplemental policies through Voya. And I'm so sorry, Craig, I can't remember.
Trustmark.
Trustmark. They start January 1st. So you'll want to go ahead and do open enrollment with the district for any of your regular health benefits. And if you need something between now and then, their new ones, theirs don't take place until January 1st as well.
Great question.
Any other questions?
All right, Kat. Well, we're not hearing any additional questions. We want to thank you all for the time this evening, thanking our presenters. If you have any additional questions, you have a number of different websites that you can go to for frequently asked questions on the respective sites of the carriers that are listed here today. And then also, we just want to encourage you to go out and visit the site to get additional information. A lot of the slides that you saw here today are already on the PEA Trust website, where you'll be able to look at those same comparisons as to what the district is offering and what is being offered by the union. And then we will also want to encourage you to go and enroll, get involved now. We know that open enrollment has already started. We know we did have a bit of a delay with the storms last week, but we are off to a good start. I know that there will be some in-person meetings coming up again this weekend, where vendors will be available to come out and visit with them in the locations associated with the district. So if you have that desire to come out and speak with someone, you have that ability as well. And then we want to encourage you to enroll prior to our cutoff date of Friday, November 8th. I'm in October now. Friday, November 8th would be our conclusion of open enrollment for the PEA Trust benefits. And with that, Kat, we'll allow you to close us out as we are all done here.
I did. There was one more question that popped up while you were talking, Kareem. So I enroll my son, who's 26 years old, and my husband in the dental and vision plan, even if they are not on my health insurance with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And the answer is that is absolutely yes. This is a totally different policy. So you can have your own health insurance through the district, but you can still opt for vision and dental through PEA.
Correct.
However, that at 26, and I'm not sure if Guardian
26 is the cutoff.
Yeah, 26 is the cutoff. So a question for them would be, is it cut off automatically the day they turn 27, or will he be covered through the year of 26?
Through the end of the birthday of 26. So yes, that would be the end, as the way that the language is written in the contract.
Awesome. Okay. And with that, that is all. If y'all have any questions about enrollment, you can also watch Stephanie's video. I will tell
Yes.
you that the most common question we've been getting is your login. The default login for most people, the username is your 5-digit SAP number, and your password is the last 4 of your SAP number and your 4-digit birth year. But you are welcome to call that number that is posted on the email, a YouTube video from Stephanie. If you have any problems, they can work you through it. And if you still can't get through, you're welcome to call the office and we will see what we can do. Otherwise, y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you all.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
See you Saturday.
Hey, see you,
Saturday.
Linda. I'll see you there. See you there,
Okay.
Kat.